everybody. Tonight I want to talk about the nature of self-defense. You know, many people get into martial arts for different reasons. Self-defense, personal development, competition, fitness, among other reasons. I would like to focus on the self-defense part first. Now, one of my observations of martial art forums in general is the tendency of those forums to be populated by folks between their 20s and their 40s and focusing on topics like sparring and hardcore drills and things of that nature. I have no problem with those topics at all because when I was in my 20s and 30s and 40s, I did many of the same things as you guys did. Nowadays, in my late 50s, I wonder, however, if this may turn off folks who want to get into martial art, regular folks I'm talking about, desk jockeys, women, less than athletic folks, folks with special needs, who may want to practice martial arts, and they come across these forums, and the potential is there to drag them away instead of attracting them. So let me relate to you some of my experiences over the years. I have taught self-defense at the Ability Center at Whitby for several years now. The students are adults with developmental delays and Down syndrome. More than anybody, they need self-defense skills. And it's a challenge to teach them because the very first thing I have to teach them is assertiveness and being able to stand up for themselves. That's more difficult than teaching them actual physical skills. Then once you get that part down, we move on to the physical skills. And even then, it takes a while for them to get some basic self-defense skills down. I have also taught women at the local community college. Now, it's a mix. Some are quite confident and they just want a refresher in self-defense because they took self-defense in high school and whatnot. Others have no self-defense experience at all. And again, one of the key issues is teaching them how to stand up for themselves and be assertive, look people in the eyes, and being able to communicate that they do not want to be, for example, don't touch me that way. That's very difficult for some of them. And like the folks at the Ability Center, we graduate to physical skills. For some, it's very difficult to cross into physical skills because they have trouble with the notion of using violence to protect themselves. These folks really need self-defense. I would say that 95% of my students that I teach do not need self-defense. They don't. They have the skills. They can defend themselves. They don't need to come to me to defend themselves. But they do because they enjoy it, and I can refine their self-defense skills and particularly emphasize de-escalation, conflict avoidance, and the like. Another example is for several years I taught two 80-year-old guys private lessons. Both came from karate backgrounds. They practiced karate back in the 1970s. So I had to adapt the martial arts for their age range. One had arthritis in his knees. The other was quite stiff because of this karate. I had to explain to him, being 84 years old, he's not going to be able to rely on strength like he used to in his younger days. So I adapted some Filipino martial art concepts and techniques to make it easier for him, going with the flow. So these 80-year-olds need self-defense, martial arts, much more than the 20, 30, 40-year-olds. So when I come across these forums and they are focused on the hardcore stuff for this 20, 30, 40-year-olds, and I gotta wonder to myself, how are you going to attract regular folks to martial arts? This is an issue. How are you going to attract parents who may want to bring their children into Filipino martial arts when they see videos of stick sparring? I saw one where a guy broke his finger and he's running around his room. How is that going to attract folks to Filipino martial arts and other martial arts? And it also raises the question, who really needs this stuff? I've given you examples of demographics, the kind of folks who really need this much more than the target audience in these martial art forums. What do you think? I would like to hear the feedback on what I've just said in this video. And I'd like to hear if you are trying to reach out to folks who are not athletic, who may have special needs, who are older, who are female, so on and so forth. Let me hear from you. And thanks for stopping by. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to this channel and click on the notification bell. Have a great day. See ya.